if neither one of you have any further questions.
I'm so sorry. I have to ask this last question because it's so important. How do you feel about kids?
I have a son.
Okay.
And do you have kids?
Yes.
How many?
5.
Got it.
Okay, is that a problem? A deal breaker?
I mean, how many of them have, like, what's the ratio?
Oh, damn.
Like,
really, I have to go through all of it? Okay. I have an 8-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and an 11-month-old.
So fresh.
It's okay. I can take it. I promise. I can take it.
I'm gonna have to.
I can take it. I can take it.
Just self-eliminate.
Right.
Samurai. So at least it was samurai style. At least it was samurai style.
Yeah, I knew it.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it was just the number of kids, or
it's
the
just
age?
The number of kids is a lot to deal with these days. And I don't think that she doesn't have her own and can't get her own and do that. But like I said, it's just a lot going into that. It's so fresh, so young at that same time.
Thank you. And that's the reason why everybody was like, don't ask any more questions. I'm like, no, this is a big one.
I'm glad you asked that. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Not for me, but someone else. Maybe you guys team up, cheaper by the dozen. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's going to the league out of it. I feel you guys got a few.
A couple of them.
I'm telling you.
I'll have you just step back over there. All right. Well, we were unable to find you a match today, but let's go ahead and give it up for him, ladies.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you guys so much. Have a good night.
So as you can see, that was a snippet from this Balloon Pop show. And once again, I'm the Political Brown Kid. Definitely hit the like and subscribe button. Also, if you have any comments, put the comments in the comments section. There was nothing really too bad about this. The only thing I'm going to say is this. When you watch the complete version of this show, you see how demanding some of these women can be on this show. And particularly, I'm focusing on this one woman that just, almost had a match and it didn't go through because she was a little pistol on this show with a few of the guys. And so it just goes to show you, when you have flaws, you should not throw stones. Now, are your kids a flaw? No, I'm not trying to say her kids are a flaw to her in life. But in the dating market, they are a drawback to any man that's not their father's. There may be one guy that'll come along that'll be willing to deal with that. But overall, I'm stating that the kids are a drawback. And if you watch the whole show, her demeanor, she was a little something on the show. Now, I'm going to say this too. The only real problem I had with this clip, because in this clip right here that you see, she was very respectful to the guy. The guy was respectful to her too, but I'm focusing kind of on her. She was very respectful. And so her demeanor with this guy was different. So, and of course we act different with the people that we like and we have an interest in, but her demeanor towards him was very good. The only thing I'm going to focus on is this. People may think it's a small point, but it's kind of big. When he asked her, well, do you have kids? She was like, yeah. He asked how many? And she was like 5. And then his third follow-up question was, well, what are the age range? Like, what are the ranges of these kids? Because he's trying to gather information. And so her immediate response was, really? I got to go through this? And then she caught back and she said it in a relatively okay manner. But her true feelings are her true feelings. When you state that, number one, he's probably trying to figure out, like, how old are these kids? If these kids are if you have like a quintuplet set and they're all 18 or 19, then he's probably like, okay, I can deal with that because they're grown, they're pretty much gone. So blah, blah. But he's just trying to get additional information to determine, the nature of the situation so he can assess the situation. But her immediate response was, really? I need to go through this? But then she went through it and she did it fine. But picture this, ladies. I'm going to say this. Dating a woman with multiple kids is similar to a woman trying to date a guy and you asking him, well, have you ever been in jail before? And if he says yes, I'm pretty sure you're going to want to know, well, what were you in jail for? You don't want him to come back and be like, really? I got to go through this? You want to know, okay, what were you in jail for? Because if he says domestic violence, if he says, I off my partner, my female partner, or whatever the crime may be, then that may be a deal breaker for you. And or if he says, I was at the Peace Corps, or I was at a rally for peace, and I got arrested, and they threw me in, and I wound up in a slam. Then that may be a totally different situation that you can deal with. But once again, women, past actions have consequences. Women just want to make the assumption. Women always state, and I see this on Kendra G show. I used to see it when I watched Kevin Samuels' show, and you see it on this show. Women just think that, my kids are my kids, don't judge me for my past. But women judge men all the time. If a man did something in his past, you would want to know about it. And you may look at your kids as a blessing, and your kids are a blessing, but they're a blessing to you. Like if I go to work right now and if I just start talking about my kids, y'all don't want to hear about my kids. Y'all don't want me to just start talking about how fantastic my kids are and me start pulling out photo albums showing you all my kids from the time they were born all the way up until the time they turn whatever age they are. Y'all don't want to hear that because they're my kids. You don't care. So that's the same way we feel about your children. We're just kind of like, these kids aren't my kids. You don't really have a connection with these kids. It may be a different situation if the kid's father just isn't around and this kid is very young, probably like at the age where they're maybe 1 or 2 or 3, where you can imprint and be impressionable to that kid and take underneath your wing. But once those kids reach a certain age, they know that you're not a father figure to them. They know you have no connection to them. So that's why, when we ask and we look at your kids as being a drawback to us dating you, that's the reason why. And women just want to make the excuse that my past I shouldn't be judged for my past. Well, y'all judge men for their past. If we had, an assault on our record, an SA assault, you would want to know about that. And if you knew about it, then you would hold that against us. So we view your kids kind of like in a similar light. They're different things, of course, but that's the way we internalize your children. It's additional baggage that we have to carry. It's additional burdens that we have to carry. And the more kids you have, the more fathers of kids that you have, the more we have to be concerned. Because that man is going to be in your life forever. And people think that it ends at 18. It doesn't end at 18. If those kids have children and you have baby showers, that person's possibly going to be at the baby shower. If your kids grow up and get married, those people are going to be at the weddings. You just don't know. You don't know the dynamics of things. So we assess these things just like y'all assess us in our past. So that's all I wanted to say about this. Once again, I think that she handled it very well. I thought her demeanor was very great. But I'm just trying to illustrate and prove the point that, this is how we respond when we hear kids and the amount of children. So once again, this is the Political Brown Kid. Hit the like and subscribe button. Also, drop your comments in the comment section. I'm out of here.